If I'm already having to deal with the sweat, you know, like don't let me be smelly.
Alexis Sunshine 83, it's always sunny here.
I know I'm not the only one that has a pile of clothes in my closet that I have told myself I'm going to fix, alter, give some rehab to it, and it has been months and I haven't done anything. If anything, I've actually added more clothes to that pile. And so today I wanted to film the process of me finally tackling my fix it pile. I'm going to be doing things to my clothes that I've never done before, and I'm hoping that this video inspires you to finally tackle your fix it pile, because these videos inspired me to finally do it. And yeah, I'm just so excited to give some maintenance to these pieces because I haven't been able to wear them because they need to be fixed and I miss them. Probably the thing I am most excited about hopefully fixing in this video is my cat clown cardigan. I got this 2 years ago, or almost 2 years ago, at an estate sale, and when I was hand washing it, because it is knitted by hand and quite fragile, it ended up coming apart. There isn't just like one hole, there's multiple holes all throughout the cardigan that has made it unwearable, and I have just had it sitting in my closet hoping one day I would find a solution. There was like one place I went to and basically like the store was really messy and they had a lot of complaints of them like losing people's sweaters and cardigans, and so I had been kind of at a loss. But from my last closet clean out, I got an email from a viewer recommending this sweater repair place that they had used, and I reached out to them. They were super nice, super kind, and were like, yeah, no problem, we can totally do it. And so I am going to be shipping it off, and hopefully in 5 weeks I will be able to actually wear this. I basically said like any way they can fix it. Honestly, if they just, I mean really it's mostly like the black parts of the cat. If they just put some black thread there, I'm hoping that'll look okay. Like even right there, that was all black. What's interesting is the parts that came apart are the ones that are different thread than the rest of the cardigan. So I think maybe that's why like it was just so fragile right there, because it's a different thread fabric. This is the before of the cardigan, and we will see what it looks like after. Again, just like all over it. This is what the cardigan looks like now. I am just absolutely over the moon. When they sent me the after of it being like, oh, it's fixed, we're gonna send it out, I almost cried because this cardigan was just so beautiful and amazing. And the fact that it then was damaged, just broke, and I ruined something so beautiful. So to get it fixed and for it to now be wearable, I am going to be wearing this absolutely non-stop. This is exactly what I was talking about in my thrift wish list video of like funky cardigans that aren't Christmas related or like holiday related. I was talking about more stuff like this, which is just such a unique and 1 in a million piece. As of right now, this is the only thing that I have actually fixed in this video, so I don't know how anything else has gone yet, but this being a win, I don't even care. Well, actually I do care about the other stuff, but this is like a super win, so it's even better. This is probably the most vulnerable I have ever been on the internet, and it is talking about and showing my armpit stains. I love white tops so much, but I have hyperhidrosis, and every single one of my white tops has just the gnarliest yellow staining, and I have already tried a couple of remedies. I tried one that Carrie had tried in a video and it didn't work, and then I'd seen this video though, and their before of their armpit stains on their clothes is very similar to mine, and the after was just so amazing that I wanted to try it out in this video. Please be kind to me. I know I have some sweaty pits. When I was in elementary school, I actually used to buy, they were like armpit pads that you would just safety pin into your shirt, and I would sweat through 3 of them. Up until the past couple of years, I never wore white tops because of it. And then I was like, you know what? Who cares? It's just some sweaty armpits. So then all I was wearing was white tops, and it has resulted in now a lot of yellow staining. I have not been thrifting any white tops because I've been scared that I would just end up staining them. And so if I do have a remedy for when that does happen, because it will happen, because again, sweaty armpits, that would be absolutely fantastic.
I have some tops that we are going to hopefully get the pit stains out of. In the video that I watched, she had created a paste with hydrogen peroxide, baking soda, and Dawn dish soap, and basically took a toothbrush and like scrubbed the armpits to get as much off, and then we'll be putting it in the washing machine. This video is not a tutorial. You can watch the video that I am following, but that's kind of the gist of it. My bucket is kind of weird that I'm doing this in. No places sells like buckets. I mean, I didn't go to like Home Depot, so maybe I should have done that, because this one's like really, really big and has like divots in it. But that shouldn't make a difference, hopefully. We'll take this first Leo shirt and just scrub it. She also had even taken like more baking soda on it as she was doing it. I don't know if I keep scrubbing and putting baking soda on the stain until the stain is gone, but I think that's when you wash it with an OxiClean stain remover. That's what like gets the rest of it out. So I don't know when I actually like need to stop. First one is done, I think. It will be such a fail if like none of these end up actually getting the stain out, but I'm gonna trust it. I know switching to natural deodorant instead of normal aluminum deodorant can help with having armpit stains, but I do actually use natural deodorant, but not every single day, because regardless, I'm gonna sweat. Even if it's cold outside, even if I'm literally shivering, I am drenched in armpit sweat. And so that's gonna happen whether it's normal deodorant or natural deodorant. The difference is the smell. With natural deodorant, there is like a limit of how long I can be out and about with it, even again if it's cold, because it gets to a level within like an hour or two where that sweat is now intense smelling. And so with normal aluminum deodorant, I still have the drenched armpit, but it doesn't smell. And that, if I'm already having to deal with the sweat, you know, like don't let me be smelly. So I do use natural deodorant here and there, but unfortunately, like I can't only use it because of the smell of my armpits. Wow, this is really a really vulnerable conversation about how sweaty and smelly I am.
I'm sad to report that unfortunately it did not take the yellow pit stains away. I will say though, it helped. I don't know if you'll be able to see with this camera how it looks before and after, so I'll show like a better shot of it. It is a lot less intense yellow, but it's still like, it's yellow. It's It is yellow. I don't know if it's because so many of these shirts I've had for quite a long time and I've continued to wear them, even sweating in them, having yellow pit stains, just like continuing the layers of sweat. So I think maybe doing it one more time or a couple of times. I only did it once because this was the last thing I was doing. Like, this video is going up tomorrow, and so I don't have time to redo the whole process. I also saw some people actually soaking their items in OxyClean for like 45 minutes. So definitely some things I can continue to do with these pieces. But I do think, as much as it is a fail, but it's also not a fail, that I think I am starting the process in good shape, where again, I don't know if you'll be able to see, I think it did make a difference to at least have a better starting point from where we started of the amount of yellow staining that was there. Some of my shirts that didn't have as intense yellow staining, it really helped. I still would say there's like a slight yellow, but who is gonna look that close on my armpits? I'm not. Like I mentioned, I'm gonna be doing things to my clothes that I've never done before, and one of those is go to a tailor. I'm sure some of these I could do myself. They're probably really small and simple, but all of these clothes I'm gonna be taking are ones that I just really love and I don't want to mess up. And I figured I would rather support a small business, someone that has worked years on their skill and their craft, because I don't trust myself. That's like the easiest answer. I don't trust myself. Since I've never been to a tailor, I don't know what is and isn't possible, but I want to go through what I'm hoping to do for each item, which first is the polka dot dress that if you watched my thrifting 2025 trends video, then you saw when I was trying it on, I accidentally slingshotted one of the buttons into the air. And so I want to get a new button on the bottom. Also, there was already a damaged button on it originally, so I want to get that fixed. There isn't an extra button on the inside of the dress. You know how some items of clothing with buttons will have an extra or like 2 extra buttons. This dress does not have it, so I don't know what we will be able to do, if all the buttons will have to be changed depending on what they have, if they do that or they don't do that. This, they may be like, we can't do anything for you for the buttons, because they are this like pearl detailing, and I don't know necessarily like the age of the dress. So yeah, this one is just kind of up in the air, but I would really love to fix it. This dress I think will be possible to fix, which all I want done is to alter the waist. It right now sits a little too low rise, and I would rather it be more of a mid rise to high rise fit. This was actually thrifted by Carrie when we did our thrifted mystery boxes for Christmas. I actually wore it on Christmas Eve to dinner, and that like solidified that I do need to get it just slightly readjusted in the waist, because it was just a little too low for my personal preference. This dress I have missed wearing. It is this denim button-up dress that fits me perfect except in the armpits. It's just a little too wide for my body, and so usually I pin it just because the extra fabric looks so odd, especially when I don't wear anything under it. It was just getting to a point where I wasn't wearing it because I thought, oh, I need to pin it, or just the annoyance of the fabric kind of like flopping around in my armpit. This next dress is the perfect example of a piece I do not want to destroy. It is originally from Rampage. Paper tag vintage. Yeah, I want it to be in the hands of somebody that knows more of what they're doing. There's just a damaged fray strap that I want to be fixed. I feel this one will probably be an easy, simple thing, but again, if anyone can mess it up, it would be me. So that's why I am taking it to somebody else. These jeans are another one that I'm not exactly sure what is and isn't possible, but they are these jeans that I actually resized myself. One of the very first sewing projects I ever took on was resizing jeans. which was so dumb. Honestly, I feel like that really scarred me, where then I didn't want to sew ever again, and I've been slowly getting back into it. The amount of needles I broke, even the denim specific needles, absolute worst project to ever do for your very first sewing project. I have worn these though. I wear them quite frequently, but I can't sit down in them for very long because of course I did a horrific job, and the way that I like folded the denim together, it's created this like bulge that just digs into my back when I sit down, and so they're pretty unwearable for a long period of time. And so I just want to see what they would be able to do of taking out my seams and redoing it, because I actually fit wise, the fit of them is great. It's just the execution. The last thing I'm taking to the tailor is this black vest that just has a hole in one of the seams. And I had actually gotten this back in 2022 when I was in the UK. One of the friends that we were visiting had a bag of clothes they were going to be taking to the charity shop and asked if we wanted to go through it first. I ended up grabbing this vest that she had in there, which I absolutely love the idea of having something and then passing along to a friend, and in this case continuing its life by getting it fixed and putting in love into it, especially since it is from a fast fashion brand. I feel one of the downfalls of fast fashion, well, there's many downfalls, many negatives of fast fashion, but one of the biggest ones is just the normalizing of when a piece of clothing that you got from like Forever 21 or Shein or whatever ends up getting damaged or unravels, or you know, something happens to it, to just throw it away or just donate it because it was so cheap. And a lot of fast fashion pieces are so cheaply made that they cannot even be fixed. And so in this case, it's originally from Zara, and it is actually somewhat well made, so because it does have the possibility to be fixed, I want to fix it. And so yeah, I am going to take this stuff to the tailor. I'm gonna try my best to somewhat film some stuff. I'll probably do a voiceover or maybe a little montage because I'm really nervous for some reason.
I was way too nervous to take really any footage at the tailor, but I had come down to Better Fit Alterations after Beth had recommended them on her Instagram, and oh my goodness, why was I even nervous? This was such an easy experience. The whole team there was so nice. I basically tried on everything and told them obviously what I wanted done, and they like pinned it and then wrote a note about what I wanted. I'm so excited. Like, I feel so much trust in them just from the experience that I had. Even with the polka dot dress, they had said I could have actually bought buttons and brought them because they don't have a lot of buttons at the shop, and so usually they tell people just to like buy buttons and then bring them in, but they brought out their entire jug of buttons and we're just going through them trying to find, I think there was altogether 8 buttons that I needed, and they had buttons but not that many that were exactly the same or like the same size, the same color, the same detailing, that type of thing. And me and the person were going like through every single button trying to find 8 or however many so they would all match, and we ended up doing like, most of them are the exact same size, but I think like 3 of them are a little bit bigger, so we put them on the bottom. Obviously I could always bring new buttons and have them do it that way or do it myself. I just decided for this video to bring it and just, you know, take whatever they had, but just even the process of them trying to find buttons that match, and like, yeah, the whole experience was amazing. So I'm very excited to see what ends up happening to my clothes. I'm just so excited because I know that I'm gonna be able to wear the clothes properly and like have them fit exactly how I wanted, just based on how like positive my experience has been. So I will see you in a second with then all the clothes and how they turned out.
I know I already mentioned how great my experience has already been with this alterations place, but picking up the pieces and examining the insides and also obviously trying them on and seeing that now the things that I've been needing to fit properly now do fit me properly, it just for some reason blew my mind. I obviously was expecting it to be great, but I am just so happy, especially with those Wrangler jeans. Like, the inside seams that they did beautiful, gorgeous. The buttons on the polka dot dress I think look great. You really can't tell that there's fully two different black buttons. They did give me the old buttons, so if I do want to try to find similar ones to those, I can always get that at like a Joann or like fabric store and bring it to them and have them redo it. But for what it is, it looks so great. And I would say out of, I think I did 6 or 7 items in this moment, I cannot remember, and I think it came to like 110, so roughly $18 average for each one, which obviously different ones needed more done to it, so that's not like a perfect number for all of them, but I feel so like validated in paying that price because of what a difference these pieces now make in either actually properly fitting me or getting, you know, the inside taken care of, cleaned up, or even with the black vest. I felt so dumb taking it to somebody to get done because I was like, oh my gosh, this is probably so easy, but I just don't want to ruin it. And also I knew I was gonna do this video, so I was like, why not bring it? Like, why not bring this one if I'm already bringing other stuff? But I felt really dumb for some, which I know I shouldn't, but having it fixed, I was like, oh my gosh, that was so easy. Obviously I didn't have to do any work, so that's why it was easy. But I am just so happy with how everything turned out, and this one has been a success. Alrighty, thank you all so much for watching and coming along for this journey. It is actually kind of embarrassing how long this video has taken me to do for a lot of the items, like I mentioned, from needing to get them redone since 2019. But even from when I started this video back in November, I have been putting off the tailor and also trying the armpit thing, which I wish I would have done a lot earlier so I could have continued to try other things in this video for it to fully get rid of the pit stains, but it's fine. I'm gonna be working on that just for myself, and I'll let you know how that ends up going. If you'd like to see my face again, then make sure to subscribe right down below and hit that little bell to be notified every time I make a new video. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, which is alexandgiant83. I will see you all in my next video. Bye!